Oh, hello there. You found us. You may as well hang out for a while. This is Defend Your Gen, and I'm John. I'm an alcoholic. Wait, that's not right. I'm John, and I'm a Gen Xer.
And I'm Miranda, and I am your millennial friend.
Millennial friend. What does that even mean?
I don't know. It's giving inspiration right here.
Oh, okay. And Miranda just happens to be my daughter. The premise of this show is simple. I'm here to prove to Miranda that my generation is the best, and she's here to talk about her silly generation.
No, honestly, I grew up with a lot of your influence, so sometimes I really side with you and your opinions just because, especially when it comes to 80s music. You can't beat it.
So she's already folding, as you can see.
I know, I know, I know. But
I'm
then
gonna win this
there's
episode. This completely
yeah.
outright. She's gonna be like, "Yeah, I love that stuff too."
It's hard. It's hard for sure.
So, what is a Gen Xer? In a nutshell, they're between the ages of 45 and 60. They currently look about 30 to 40. They will throw hands. They speak sarcastically about everything. They have
Yeah.
a great work ethic. Hmm.
Oh, I thought you
Uh,
were gonna say great workout.
Ooh, another great workout. They have zero tolerance for stupidity. They were raised on sloppy joes and mac and cheese. Uh, Sloppy joes were pretty good, actually.
Oh,
They taste
not
different nowadays
not
somehow.
better than chicken nuggets, Dino
No,
chicken nuggies.
and they listen to '80s music like it's going out of style. Like this guy,
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
always my favorite. So now, what the hell is a millennial?
A millennial is me, your average 31 uh, person, person that's trying to figure out life. I want to say what's the bracket? I want to say maybe it's like the late 80s to like 98 or something. I want to say.
It
I
depends
feel
on which website you look at.
Yeah, I feel like some people are kind of on the cusp and they feel like they're kind of in betweeners. But I
Right.
definitely feel like a millennial. I was, raised on Disney Channel and Nickelodeon,
Oh, Nick at
and
Night,
oh yeah, Nick and Knight, all the
which
DCOM universe, all the
Paramount owns
oh,
Nickelodeon now, and I can't find Nick at Night. So if anybody knows where Nick at Night is, let me know.
yeah. I could use a Fresh Prince marathon.
I know. So basically, I'm all about MTV, arcade games, cassette tapes, mall culture, John Hughes movies, hair metal, Nintendo, mixtapes, and riding bikes until the streetlights came on.
Hey, I share a lot of those too, but
Really?
I'm more based on playing in the streets, but
We
not
did that.
caring. Huh?
We did that too.
No, of course, but just waiting until your friends got bored of you and just wanted to go home. I don't know. I feel like it was such a good childhood that I can't probably ever, give that to my own kids. It's kind of sad. It's actually pretty sad.
And see, that's where I should win part of this argument right away because I think I did give part of that to you guys.
Yeah, I
My
think it
my my
was
my the best parts of my generation, I think I gave part of it to you guys.
definitely. I definitely agree with that.
Okay. So let's talk about movies. I want to pit my movie from my generation against one of your movies from your generation, the best one you can think of.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
yeah. So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know if I necessarily have a.
Well, I can go first so you can think of one.
that's that's too hard.
No, how is that too hard? It's pop culture. It's one of the basic things.
um,
One of your favorite movies from your generation.
I'm
Dead
not
air.
sure.
Dead air. All
you
right,
you
I'll go
can
first.
you can go ahead and go.
I think one of the best movies ever made was The Lost Boys. I
Oh, of
mean,
course.
leather jackets, motorcycles, saxophone concerts. I love a good saxophone. In fact, I just made a song about saxophones.
So sexy.
Boardwalks, comic books, rock music, Teen Rebellion, right? It had everything. It had a great freaking soundtrack like Cry Little Sister or People Are Strange. How can you beat that? Echo and the Bunnymen. What a underrated band. We'll get
Hmm.
back to underrated bands later, though. the movie was just dreamy and haunting, and it stuck in people's heads for decades. And I think it's really cool, and it really aged well. The cast was amazing. You know, a lot of people came from that movie. I mean, there were a couple blooming actors in that already, but I mean, after that, they became crazy. You know, just popular. The humor from it, the quotable lines, it just goes on, and it still feels like a cool movie when you talk about it. You know, it's not
Yeah, I
like
haven't
no
watched
one
it
ever
as an
says
adult yet.
"Oh, I hate that movie." You know,
Mm-mm.
but you have to think of something from your generation and go against
Okay.
Lost
I
Boys.
mean, I have to think of something that's hugely influential for me personally.
Sure.
So it's going to have to be Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, it
Man.
has to be because all the influence and it's still so pertinent in today's world and kids already know it. Kids know the songs from it still. I think that no matter how much time has passed, I think it'll always have like a big cult following. It's just one of those
Oh,
movies.
horror.
Yes, it's animated, of course, but the music of Danny Elfman and then the mind of Tim Burton come to life through claymation and I think the first time I ever saw it, I was probably maybe in like fourth grade or so.
Wow.
So maybe like 2004 ish. And ever since, I was very just obsessed with it. And I think the coolest part is it's actually a perfect collaboration between yours and mine generations because of the whole Danny Elfman
Right.
Oingo Boingo side that's influenced the whole movie. So I just think
And
that's
yours
perfect.
came out in 1993.
Uh huh.
Mine came out in 87, which is not that far of a gap.
I know, but I would argue that Nightmare Before Christmas is even bigger than The Lost Boys.
No, no.
The
It's big.
fandom,
The fandom is bigger. The merchandise. I mean,
oh
come on.
yeah, yeah,
Everything you can think of has NBC on it, right? It's
yeah.
ridiculous, you know.
I
And
have way too much.
everyone you talk to has a piece of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, and they like it. The
Hmm.
the weird thing is, I think that I'm going to put a high percentage on this. I think that 75% of people like the idea of Nightmare Before Christmas, and they don't actually like the movie. They don't actually, they're not like into the movie. They're into
Yeah,
the concept. You know what I mean?
I totally agree with that. I think a lot of
Okay.
Disney movies have that effect on people.
Really, a lot of them.
I
Okay.
think so because people get caught up in like Disneyland and Disney bounding and
True.
it just I think Disney itself is kind of like it has a definitely cultural significance on childhood and feeling nostalgic even when you're older and
Right.
then passing it on to your kids is like a whole other thing and so Disney Plus thank you much because now I get to instead of having like a VCR and VHSs and all that. I feel
Right.
like I could still give my kids a little bit of what I had growing up. Maybe not in the most, um, you know, what am I trying to say? Like, it's not as like realistic. Like, it's not like how I watch it on like a little ass TV. It's not like that. But I
Right.
hope
Right.
to recreate it somehow.
Yeah. And that was more special to you when you first went through it in your way too, because it was like your first, like, you know, it was your introduction to it. So
Hmm.
no matter what the screen size, it wouldn't, it's still really special because
Oh,
it's
of
it's
course.
nostalgic, you know.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, no, all right, let's switch gears. Let's go over to TV shows. Do you
Okay.
remember watching a lot of TV when you were
Hell
growing
yeah.
up?
What
Yeah.
else did we do other than play outside till, the lights came on,
Well,
the street lights?
listen to Britney and Christina and Dance in Your
Oh,
Room and stuff
yes.
like
I
that.
mean, I imagine since you worked at Costco growing up that that's where you got all of those things for us
Oh,
because for people who are listening, I have an older sister who's a year older than me. And so my dad always brought home two CDs and we would get to pick. So it was either like Backstreet Boys or an NSYNC CD or it was Christina and Britney. And so
Backstreet Boys is way
we,
better than NSYNC, by the
oh,
way.
get out of here, boy, go home.
I
But
want it
I'm
that
like, don't
way.
get me started.
I
uh,
want it that way.
No, 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 no.
Tell
I don't
me
want it that
why.
way. Bye, bye, bye. But yeah.
Yeah, I still remember that. Yeah, I would give it was either Christmas or birthday or whatever,
Hmm.
and I'd be like, okay, Miranda gets in sync, and
You
Megan gets.
always let us choose though, and I
Yeah,
always went
yeah.
for
I ended
NSYNC.
up doing that because I was like, you know what, whatever I do is going to be wrong, so it's on them. And then you
Hmm.
end up just listening to each other's crap anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So
Like I still memorized her whole Christina album, even though Britney was better. I mean,
yeah, you always had your little boom boxes and stuff,
yep.
to listen to your CDs on. So that was
But
the way.
speaking of shows, I do remember fondly, mostly, obviously, like you're saying, Nick at Night, Disney, and
Right.
Nickelodeon, but also PBS had some hitters. And I know that a lot of people probably were kind of more like low class, like us growing up. So PBS was
Low
just like,
class? Oh, thank you. Jeez, we were middle class. Come
well,
on.
middle class. Oh, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was a kid. I don't know.
You didn't live in
Uh,
the ghetto. Shoot.
no, okay, okay, middle class.
Wow. All of a sudden, we lived in the projects in Hemet.
That's why we were on them streets.
Damn, always getting shot at when we were going home from school.
I got stories. Bulletproof vest.
Low class. I swear to God.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
don't even know low class.
I misspoke. Okay, so anyway,
So you have to
I
name one TV show. You have to defend your gen. That's what it's called. Go.
well, like I said, it's kind of leaning a little towards you because I've been influenced. So I have to go with Dawson's Creek, and I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, but
The Dawson.
it's because it's so good, and I have recently
Also so
watched it.
current. It's also
Huh?
so current with the Vanderbeek dying.
Yes, and that's why I was influenced to do a rewatch, and it's freaking so good.
It is.
I find myself kind of just letting it simmer for a bit. Like at
Yeah.
first, I was like, "Let's do a season per day," but I'm on the last season, season 6, and I'm just savoring the flavor because I really don't want it to end. Because what am I gonna do after that?
But I mean, technically, that is your generation.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's just that I hopped on it, because I was a certain age at the time, and it was
Of
like, hey,
course.
and come on, Dawson and
I
Joey,
mean,
dude, Pacey, how do you not get into that?
really,
They don't
nothing beats it.
they don't make stuff like that anymore,
Mm-mm.
you know?
I mean,
Uh,
as cheesy as it is, and it's still like, like what we were talking about before, how Pacey had that relationship with the teacher, and you're
right.
almost rooting for it to happen, and you're like, wait a second, this is fucking illegal. But you just get so caught up in the characters, and you find yourself just kind of going with the thing that you wouldn't think you would agree with just
Yeah.
because the plot.
As
Can't lose the
illegal
plot.
as it was, I'll tell you, every teenage boy fantasized about that if they had a good-looking
Exactly.
teacher.
Hmm.
And now it's just so taboo to even think about that happening, like a 15-year-old or 16, whatever they were playing, 15 in
Yeah,
that
he
first
was
season?
15 and she was like 34.
My lord. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was nuts. And now it's just like you can't even write that for a show.
I mean, you could, but
Yeah, you could, but it ends up
it
as
would,
like a
yes, as a murder mystery, true
right,
crime.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think my TV show would have to be one of the my best memories growing up was watching this with my cousin and just getting into the whole feel of it. It was original because each episode had like a soundtrack of its own, and the clothing style was great. The acting was really good, and it was kind of a phenomenon for the
It
time.
sounds like
And
Stranger Things.
no, 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 no. But I mean, come on, I love Stranger Things. But no, that would be a you kind of win when we talk about Stranger Things, obviously. But we're talking about Michael Mann's Miami Vice.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh God, so you need to set aside some time to
Hmm.
watch the first. I think the first episode's cut into two episodes, and that combined 1 and 2 part first episode are amazing. Just the cinematography and the music alone. But then you got the clothing styles and the acting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Don Johnson. I
Pop in
mean,
your collar.
Crockett and Tubbs. You can't beat them. It was just, I just the pastel suits and the neon lighting and the
Yeah, I
music.
love all of that. It just gives 90s the
Yeah,
best
and
of
that's
the
where
90s.
the video games came from. You know, the what do you call it? The Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff.
Hmm.
They're all
Hmm.
styled after Miami Vice. You know,
Yeah.
and how many billions of copies have they sold? You know,
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it
um,
was hugely influential.
there's nothing better from my generation than Miami Vice. I mean,
Wow, I would have
no,
never
no,
thought
no.
you would have said
I mean,
that.
you got all the Knight Rider, Dukes of Hazzard, you know, Charlie's Angels. You got all that stuff, which is great. But Miami Vice really set the tone for like a serious, moody type of show with a great
Mm.
soundtrack. I mean, every week there was a great song, you know, and I don't know how they got away with that. They must have had to pay a lot of money for those rights to
Yeah, they
have
had
those
the they
very
had the big
popular
bucks.
songs every week, you know.
Hmm.
But it was worth it because it's so good. You at least need to watch the first episode, and like I said, I think it's a 2 pack. So, and then tell me what you think of it because I mean that's your homework. You got to find the streaming. It might be on Hulu. I'm not sure, but you don't. I
Okay.
don't think you have Hulu. But find it, watch it, learn it, love it.
I did want to add that I did some homework and I did watch the first episode of Peacemaker.
Oh,
Yeah, and I know
and
current show.
so do you love
Um,
absurdity as much as I do?
yeah, I actually really liked it. I
Okay,
thought that it was cheesy, but not in a cringy way. It was kind of more
yeah,
like a endearing kind of way that John Cena like
right,
acts. Yeah.
exactly. And I love how he doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah, and he's singing and dancing fucking naked. Dude, the first scene was so good with the janitor guy
Oh
and
yeah,
John Cena, like the
right.
back and forth. I was like, oh, I know why my dad likes this. This is
Yeah.
good.
It was so good, and I was never a big John Cena fan. Like I wasn't into wrestling or
Oh, see, I was.
any of that stuff. And then even when he started acting, I was kind of like, meh, you know, like the Marine movie he did, and
Oh, I really like that movie.
then he started doing more like comical stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, the transition is kind of weird. But then I got like super into it, and I was like, dude, like some of the stuff he's done has just been super amazing.
Yeah, I am actually pretty excited to go and watch some more after this.
So let's talk about food, if you will.
I'm hungry right
Do
now.
you have a favorite restaurant from your day when you were growing up that you can talk about?
Oh, it would definitely be Denny's. And I know
Really?
Denny's is still very, very popular, even just in my city right now. We have two, yeah, about two of them. Um, because I was a very picky eater, I would say, growing up.
Not yet.
So my basic things were really like chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, dino nugs,
Yeah,
fries, and
yeah,
a big thing ranch. I mean, I still am that way. I'm a
yeah.
chicken nugget girl.
You're 80% nugget and 90% ranch. I don't know how the math works, but yeah, that's what you are. Um, I remember that was like, and I had, you know, your mom and I obviously had 3 kids, so we're a family of 5, and you know, I didn't have a crazy great job. I had a decent job at Costco and
Yeah.
in the pharmacy, but so if I wanted to take you guys out every weekend, you know, we had to find something that was not
Well,
going to
yeah,
be,
because it was like kids eat free every
yeah,
Saturday or something.
right. And
Hmm.
your mom knew how to spend money, so you know, there wasn't a lot of money in the budget to go out every week for fun and doing things every weekend. But I wanted to make sure you guys, you know, at least try, you know, got out there and had fun, and we went and did things. So same
I feel like I've never tried anything else from Denny's as a kid. I just remember Dino Nugs.
Dino Nugs. Well, Dino Nugs, I thought were the frozen ones in the big box at the store.
I mean, they later mass produced them for
Okay,
stores, yeah, and we have some in the freezer right now.
so Dino Nugs actually originated at Denny's, you think?
I don't think, but I think that they were definitely used in restaurant chains
Okay, fair enough.
before they were mass produced.
I
Yeah.
think I got you beat though.
Oh no.
Sternstein.
Oh hell yeah. But I think even with Sternstein or the sister restaurant is called Stein and something, because it's the same restaurant but
Yeah.
different name. But I want to say that that's just a Inland Empire thing, right?
No, there's about five or six of them. There's one in, I mean, yeah, there's one in like a couple in Riverside. Then there's Merino Valley, and then there's Hemet, and then there's one in, I want to say, on the way to Vegas, up the hill in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Victorville? There's one in Victorville, and
I've definitely went to another one,
that's the
but it was
furthest one
called
out.
something else.
There's like five or six. Well, a lot of people
Okay.
copy it. If you guys don't know what Stierenstein is, it's a steak place. You know, get your steak
Mm-hmm.
and potato. But I would always get. I mean, I would get steak and baked potato, but then later they would offer potato skins instead of potato.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your steak, which is a super stockyard. You
Mm-hmm.
get it butterflied medium
Butterflied,
well
medium well.
or medium. You get a couple of potato skins, and then you get your garlic bread, and then you get your salad with their ranch, which was homemade
Yes,
ranch.
the ranch is the best.
I'm going
Nothing
to
can beat that
Sternstein. I'll see
ranch.
you later.
See ya. Hey, I live right next to it. You don't live anywhere near a
Dude, I
Stevenson.
got to drive hours upon hours to get to one.
Yeah. What, like 7 hours?
So every time I come down to see you, we end up going to Sternstein.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Sternstein and Denny's. I'm gonna call that a tie. I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure.
Do you have any memories of like me or your mom cooking food, like home food that you know would like to like? What was your favorite thing to eat at home? Or you're still going with I was picky and with the whole
Oh no, I actually have something if you want me to grab it. I have
okay.
something. I'm going to show it to you.
Oh my gosh, how long a dead air is this going to be? I'll just talk amongst myself. So my favorite food, well, I can't say it now because she's gone. But wow, look at she's got an ET poster. She got the Millennium Falcon.
Okay, I lied.
Oh,
I lied.
okay.
I can't find it and I don't want to, hold up the pod,
I
but
was talking about your posters. So
I do actually have a document from I think 3rd grade and it says, "What is your favorite thing that your mom cooks you?" And
oh,
I said sub sandwiches. So I guess I really liked sub sandwiches that you guys made as
right.
well as
You know what? I
chicken
kind of remember
nuggets.
that. Yeah,
Do you? Okay.
yeah. But you would call them meat sandwiches.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of generic. But I thought you were going to say your mom's potato salad.
Ooh, well, that's what you would say.
I mean, no,
You would
actually,
say,
no, no. I have to say something from my gen. And my
no,
thing
I
is,
mean, I mean, you loved her potato salad. That's all I meant.
yeah, I love her potato salad more than I loved her. I mean, shit,
Bro, mom.
that was some great potato salad. Um, she gave me the recipe one time, but I think she left out two things because it didn't taste as good. But she
Oh
was like,
my
"I ain't
God.
telling the whole actual recipe." Shit. My thing would be when I was growing up, I had four brothers. I still do actually, and mom would try to make things that lasted, you know, that spread out because five boys, I'm sure, were
Yeah.
probably eating her out of house and home. She would make spaghetti, and that was like the one thing she made, right? Like otherwise, we just had like a lot of top ramen and mac and
Yeah.
cheese and hamburgers and whatever. But her spaghetti was really good, and I remember like when the five of us kids would sit down around the table and eat. My brother Tom, he was the only one that was kind of a picky eater. You would always see him over there with his plate, and he'd have his fork and he'd be picking out his onions, like
Oh,
little tiny pieces
wow.
of onions. And then like by the time he was done with his spaghetti, there was like a pile of onions off to the side of his plate.
I don't think I've ever had spaghetti with onions.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's yeah, me neither, really. Now that I think about it,
It was just for your brother. You got in trouble.
yeah, maybe. I just remember that specifically. Him always doing that. Yeah, I don't make spaghetti with onions either. That's weird.
It was like literally like in the pasta sauce.
Eh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's like Prego or some shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know because Jody makes stuff home. She makes her pasta sauce from scratch, so
Oh wow.
it's
Fancy.
because she puts stevia in it instead of sugar,
Hmm.
and it tastes so freaking good. It's amazing. Like it's way
Wow.
better. It's way better than a Prego or a ragu, that you get from a jar. She makes bomb ass pasta sauce. But
My favorite pasta sauce is any like cheese vodka sauce. That's always my
oh
favorite.
yeah, vodka sauce is yum.
Hmm.
All right. What do you want to change it up to?
Let's do what inspires us.
Oh, I think you should take this one from the top.
Okay. From the top.
What about your gen
So,
inspires you?
I want to say, growing up, speaking of movies and film, television shows, I didn't know necessarily what I wanted to do after high school. I had a few years that I just kind of took off right after high school, and I got really into this HBO show called Girls.
Oh
And if you,
wow, never
yeah,
watched it, but I know what you're talking about. Lena Dunham.
yes, so definitely not for your generation, I would say. It's more geared toward the age that the girls really are, maybe even younger, I would say, is kind
Is this
of
where you
the
come out and tell me you're a lesbian?
no, it's not about lesbians.
Thought it
Wrong
was.
show. You might be thinking of like the L Word or some other kind of show on HBO.
Isn't that
But
wasn't with Lena Dunham?
yes, it is. It's Lena Dunham.
What's the
But
what's the premise? What's it about?
there's four white girls trying to survive in New York City. It's kind of like Sex in the City, but like a younger crowd. And some of them are like Nepo babies. Some of them just got cut off from their parents' money. And
Hmm.
so they're just relationships and failed relationships and just kind of
And
going
nobody
through the
was
city.
gay.
No, I can't even think of. Well, no, her best friend is gay. Yeah.
Ah, see, there it is,
Hey,
right
no, no,
there.
no. Oh my god. Anyway, all that to say is that I was super influenced watching that show growing up and kind of seeing what life was like somewhere I did not ever like. It was so different. Like the New York City like life is so different and lively and nothing like the city life here in San
Yeah,
Jacinto, California.
of course.
So what I did is I joined a book of the month club and I got her book.
Oh dang.
Yes, and I
Wow.
could not wait because I've heard so many good things, so many controversial things in here
Is it
as
a
well.
biography?
Yes, so it's a memoir, so a
Okay.
little bit more, focused on kind of like going through how she became famous, the people she met along the way, her connections. And I've gotten through the first couple chapters and I really love it. I think it's very much such a similar writing to the show of Girls and how it's kind of told, and it's just very Lena Dunham, and I really like it. And it's
How
been
many
really,
seasons was that show?
I believe, six.
Oh,
And
that's
I
a
want.
lot. Like 10 episodes each?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I was watching the first episode again, the pilot, just before this, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what book I recently got, just to get off topic for a second?
Dun, 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 dun.
Chronicles from the Fringe by John Wisely.
Ooh, love it.
Great read. Great read. And if you don't really like that one, there's actually a part two. Yeah.
Ooh.
And if you really, really want to get into it, there's actually a part three. But
Wow, those
yeah,
are really pretty.
thank you. And if you're more into poetry, he also has a book of poetry, just so you
The
know.
Ode to Happiness. That's
We'll
right.
stop with that. I mean, there's piles of books that written by John Wisely, the great author over here, but we can talk about those later on a different episode.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Shameless plug.
Yeah,
Go
I
buy
know.
it now. Link them.
Yeah. My what inspires me about my generation? That's a good question. I mean, everything inspires me about my generation. The 80s had this like anything is possible kind of attitude, you know what I mean? Like I feel
Hmm.
like there was tons of originality in the 80s. A lot of things came out in the 80s, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like you can pick anything in your room and be like, "Oh, where did this come from?" And it's like, "Oh, the concept came from the 80s." I mean, there
Hmm.
were startups, there was all kinds of technology coming out in the 80s. And then you just had fresh things like that's where music videos started,
Yeah.
Blockbuster movies, going to rent a movie at
Oh
Blockbuster.
man. Oh, that's so nostalgic to me.
It
I
was
mean,
a
we
great
would
time
get
to
it
grow
all
up.
the time. Oh.
I miss it too because, I was close. with a lot of my aunts and uncles and cousins. So we always hung out together. We kind of had a big-ish family because somebody was always having a birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
or I was just always hanging out at another cousin's house and stuff. So it's like it was a different time because people grow up and they move away, and then you kind of feel cut off from a lot of your people.
Yeah.
So it turns into this kind of thing where you're seeing someone over a computer or talking to somebody on the phone. It's just not the same. That's why the nostalgia is the idea of nostalgia is so great, because
Mm-hmm.
it just takes you back. You can hear a song or see a commercial even, like there's a guy on YouTube that just has like 80s commercials, and you
Oh
just watch.
wow. I've
Sometimes I
seen
just watch
a similar one.
80s commercials or 70s commercials, and it just takes me back. I can watch that for hours.
Oh yeah, I've
Like,
looked
oh, I
up the
remember that.
90s Nickelodeon commercials and
Right.
I'm like, "Oh my
And you're
gosh."
like, I remember that. I remember that. I remember
Yes.
that. I don't know.
Yeah, Sock 'em Bop 'em. I love it. I love
I know.
seeing all those Nickelodeon
And it's brilliant. I mean, the
commercials.
guy's got millions of, I don't know how you monetize it, because it seems like that stuff would be, you
Mhm.
know, hard to monetize. But I mean, I'm glad that he has that channel because I watch that stuff all the time. It's crazy. I mean,
Yes. Can you imagine finding a box of your recorded VHS tapes? Like, I think about that often because we used to, there's like, what is it called? It's like a specific VCR that you could record. I forgot what it's called, but we had that, and I would make tapes of like Disney Channel. A lot of the times had concerts, so you could record it. Like kind of like a DVR kind of thing. And so I wish I could just have all of my saved re- like recordings because it would have all those commercials on there. And so I was thinking maybe someone has like an archive of their recorded videos, and that's how they got all those commercials. I don't know, but I think I kind of want to know how
well,
they
what do you
got them.
think happened to all your recordings?
Well, my crazy grandmother, she probably just threw them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was crazy and probably still is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I have a random fact for you.
Ooh.
And this is pretty interesting. Um, and I have to go a little bit off screen to read this, but when MTV launched in 1981, God, 1981, that's just crazy. Um, so the very first music video they played was "Video Killed the Radio Star" by the Buggles. Everybody knows that. That's not the random fact or whatever. But that choice ended up becoming weirdly prophetic because MTV completely changed music culture, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Artists suddenly needed a visual image, fashion exploded, music videos became mini movies, especially with, I mean, like all the Michael Jackson stuff, which is
Oh yeah.
kind of key right now because Michael just came out and it's
I
getting
cannot wait to see that.
it's getting mixed reviews. Some people, like all of the actual critics, hated it. They put it in the trash. But
Oh, that's not what I've been hearing.
well, because it's made by the family, so they're portraying him in the positive light instead of more of a true light. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and people want to be like, more of like a biopic, but
Right. It's glorifying.
it's more glorifying Michael. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
They have the right to do that. And there was a lot of great things about him. So, but it was like when music videos started, it was like being photogenic became almost as important as sounding good. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just ask Christopher Cross. There's a thing about him I read, or maybe it was a YouTube video that said MTV basically ruined his career because he had a great voice, but he was butt ugly. You know,
Oh, I have never seen what
yeah.
Christopher Cross looks like, but the song "Sailing" makes me cry to this
Right?
day.
And he's got
That's
two
one
to
of my
three more. He's
favorite
got
favorite
four. He's
songs.
got 3 to 4 really good songs. So if you look him up, you'll see his picture. He's still singing today. He's like in his 70s or something like that.
Wow.
But they wanted him, and then they saw him, and then they're like, and then he kind of tried to make a couple of videos. I think they made him change his clothing style, lose weight,
Wow.
change his hair, take the glasses off. And he did a couple of soundtracks, and then he was gaining momentum, and then MTV kind of killed it because he just didn't have the look, and they
Wow,
were
I
harsh.
did not know that.
Yeah. Um, it basically MTV, the 80s and MTV basically invented the modern visual celebrity era that eventually led to YouTube, TikTok, all the influencers and
Hmm.
creator culture. MTV led to that.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting path.
And
Uh,
MTV is no longer, right?
if they are, it's not anything near what it was.
Of
Um,
course, but I did hear that MTV had shut down completely.
okay, well there you go.
Very recently this
But they
year.
were very, it was a very needed thing, I think, for them to
Oh yeah.
exist because it created everything else. It snowballed,
Hmm.
slowly, but it did. And I just think it's very cool. And that's my random fact of the day or week or whatever.
My random fact, obviously speaking to my generation, is what do you think the most popular toy was in the 90s?
In the 90s,
Yeah, I
mm,
just want to see what you would think that you can
Furby,
remember us having.
like a Furby. Or wait,
Well,
wait, wait, wait. Was it the Tamagotchi or was that 80s?
oh, Tamagotchi was, I want to say, after a little bit.
Oh,
Well, maybe not.
I thought it was 90s. So if it's not
Yeah,
the
you could be right.
Furby, oh, Tickle Me Elmo.
Ah.
Ooh.
The random fact about Tickle Me Elmo, which me and my sister definitely both had.
Yeah, I remember it was you had it later because when it first came out, you could not get one. There was
Yes.
no Amazon. There wasn't anything like that. You had to go out, physically go to Toys R Us or try to find it at another store, and people would fight over them. And
Hmm.
there was like news stories about people being hurt.
In Toys R Us, yeah, it was crazy.
They open the doors and there's like 1,000 people outside, and they try to rush in to get 100 Tickle Me Elmos.
Hmm.
There was chaos. Yeah.
Yeah. But with the Tickle Me Elmo, it was initially going to be a Tickle Me Taz because they didn't have the rights to Sesame Street. They only had the rights to Looney Tunes. And I
Wow.
think that could have worked.
The Tasmanian Devil was gonna be
Yes.
Miomo?
Yeah.
No way. Did they have a concept one? Like, did you see one that they
Ooh,
made?
I didn't see it if they did, but I
'Cause
think
'cause
it
here's
could
what
have
Taz
worked.
do you remember what Taz sounded like?
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I don't
Yeah.
know. Something like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and he would spin around and stuff. I love
Of
Taz, yeah.
course. And I also wanted to mention that the original price of Elmo, the Tickle Me Elmo, what do you think that was?
Probably about $30.
Yeah, it was $28.99.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty expensive looking back with a 2026 lens. I was like, wow, it's kind of expensive, I
So
think.
what happened? How did they end up switching and getting the rights to that?
I think just eventually they acquired the rights. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look that
Okay,
up. But
okay.
I thought it was a really cool fact.
That is a cool fact actually, and I've never heard of that. So that was a good deep dive. I like that. I'm gonna give you the win on that one. Photo, because that's
Okay.
interesting. But now all I think about is friggin' Taz, Tickle Me Taz.
What we could have had.
No, and the sound is even better because it's a alliterative. Tickle Me Taz, Tickle Me Taz.
Ooh, yeah. TMT.
Yeah. When Jody comes home, I'm gonna ask her to tickle my Taz.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Turn
off
off the
camera, of course.
camera.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, this isn't that kind of thing. Uh,
And then you can make that sound.
and then we'll have it on OnlyFans. There we go.
Oh my god.
Um,
Don't
I
title
have a
this.
burning question for you, and it has nothing to do with hemorrhoids.
Okay, great.
In your opinion, and it's probably I don't know, your opinion will be skewed because of your age, but
Hmm.
do you think life was better before the internet or after?
Before.
Really? For
I mean,
someone for a
truly,
millennial, for a millennial to say that is surprising.
truly before, because there's just so much damage that social media has done that we cannot revert from. It'll never be the same. And even if it's not just talking about nostalgic ways of living and communicating, I think that we as a society have become so fucking lazy in so many ways. Like, even just going in the bathroom, you'll be scrolling on your phone forever. It's like, girl, get your ass up.
But it's also brought a lot of positive things, right?
No, of course, but and I don't normally focus on the negative sides of things, but lately I've just been thinking about just the society of the influencer culture. I tend to get really cringed out by a lot of the stuff that I see, and just the constant ads and the constant trying to sell you. It could be things that you don't even like. It's kind of like going to the store and buying stuff that you didn't think you needed, but you're like really being sold on it, and you're like, damn.
Of course, because we're all consumers. That's what we are.
Right, and so am I. I mean, of
Yeah.
course. Look at You don't want to look at what I have on Amazon, my wish list, but
Oh my gosh, dude. My Amazon bill every month is
yeah,
sometimes it's out of control and I have to like physically like tell myself, let's back off.
yeah,
Let's cut this in half next month, let's and then you're right back there again.
yeah. Especially Woot.com. Like Woot, do you know Woot? Woot
Whoop
Woot.
whoop.
Woot is kind of like a it's like Amazon, but it's like kind of like Amazon clearance, but you go through your Amazon account to buy it all.
Oh, I've heard about that, but I haven't done it.
Oh, I have for the last couple of years, like,
Don't even tell me about it.
yeah, you don't want to know, man. I have so much like high end perfumes now over the last couple months because I
But
go on Woot.
I agree with you that I did like life better before the internet. I mean, it wasn't necessarily easier, but it seemed like it was safer and simpler
Yeah,
and more social, oddly enough,
yeah, because
but
you would
more
actually have conversations with people.
right. I mean, people were more present, right?
Yeah,
Um, it People were harder to reach too, which was a good thing,
right.
right? It created, I don't know,
I
if
know,
you
of
left that,
course, it's going to be pros and cons of.
oh, hang on a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, you can go ahead and let James in. Thank you. Thank. Sorry, I have somebody coming over to do some work on the RV. If you left the house, nobody could track you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expected instant replies, which now, like, if you don't answer somebody in like 5 minutes when they text you, they're like, "Oh my God, are you dead?"
Yeah. I
Work
mean,
stayed at work,
some ways it's safer because you have things that can locate your kid's phone, and you have
right?
like people's locations, but then you can also be exposed on the internet in
Yeah,
ways that makes
embarrassment
you.
faded, right? It didn't last forever.
Yes,
So now it's like you can't get away from anything.
yes, internet is forever.
Yeah, it was. There was mental quiet, which I miss. You know,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, going like I said before, going to Blockbuster to rent a video, a movie or a game or something,
Yeah.
waiting for a song on the radio. You
Oh
had to wait for a
yeah.
song to come on the radio to be like, "See, this is that song I was telling you about." There's none
And
of
I
that.
think I think physical media in general. I love collecting CDs still. I still
Right.
buy CDs of my favorite artists. And then, it kind of goes back to reading a physical book.
I know.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Jody way prefers an actual physical book than a tablet. Reading something on a tablet.
Or an audiobook. I
Um,
mean, I do love my audiobooks, don't get me wrong.
what else was something that you can never experience? Arcade high scores. You go to an arcade game and there's like a list of the 10 high scores. You won't see that again, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no.
Like who's BBA, because they're number one and I want to beat them. And,
That's a good
um,
one.
TV finales were a huge thing,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
that now
Dynasty?
everything's dynasty shit. The scarcity made moments feel important. And it's like,
Hmm.
you don't have that anymore. People hung out in person in malls and drive-ins and pizza places and arcades and front yards, and it was just you know now you got to go to the ghetto to see people hanging out in their front yard,
Oh my
which is where you
gosh.
grew up. Remember?
Full circle moment.
Brought it back. I don't know. I know I sound like an old man, but ranting and raving, but it just it'll never be like that again.
Yeah, I just don't think that it will compare.
My
Because
parents had never had an idea where I was, and it was fine. I lived, you know.
yeah,
I think that helped me grow up. It gave me confidence being out on my own all day, problem solving and adventure and being social. And I probably had $2 to my name, which would last
Oh
all
my
day.
gosh, yeah.
I'd go get a candy or a drink and play video games for a couple. I mean,
Well,
you
I
know,
think the problem really is that kids are just growing up way too fast nowadays, and that takes, like the purity away from childhood and adolescence, and I think that's why like the next generation is probably going to be even more screwed.
I know the previous generation always says that their childhood was better,
Yeah.
which makes me scared about the next generation. What's that going to be like?
I just don't think that they could compare. I don't see it.
Like when you turn 5 years old, you get a chip implanted in your neck or something,
Yeah, you
and
get a barcode.
everything's
Yeah.
downloaded to you. I mean, what's that? I mean, that might not even be as crazy as it sounds. I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't get over it sometimes. Sometimes I can't think about it too much because I get caught in it. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you probably think that you could give me some of your childhood, and I know you said you did, but and then I want to give my kids what I loved about my childhood, but I think we're gonna run out of that.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and now we reach one of my favorite topics.
Wait a second, hold up. I have a burning question.
Oh, you want to do a burn question? Okay.
I do. And you might laugh at this, but my millennial question, or sorry, my burning millennial question would be, why does Nickelback have so much hate? They became a meme at some point. They became like a running joke, and I just
You
never
saw
quite
the
understood it.
Netflix doc or whatever it was on them, right? The whole thing.
No.
Oh, it was about how they formed, became popular, everybody loved them, and then they put out another album, and then everybody started hating on them. And now,
Interesting.
nobody will admit that they ever bought any of their CDs or listened to their music.
No, I think that's total crap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. At some point, people turned on them. It was like a whole Spice Girls kind of thing,
Hmm.
and I just don't really get why it happened. People just all of a sudden thought they were lame,
Yeah,
and
that's so weird to me. I mean,
never broke
they
out of that.
they had 8 number one hits. Like it
Wow,
wasn't
really?
just
Damn.
it wasn't just like a little blip of time. It's
I do remember them. Like I would watch a movie and like up a what is it called? Without a paddle,
hmm
and they would make fun of them. But that was them jumping on the bandwagon. It was already that people were making fun of them. So I don't know where that started actually.
yeah, maybe I should do a deep dive on that. And I know
Yeah,
it's such a weird question, but
you could do a follow
I
up burning question.
yeah, well, I mean, I was just hearing them on the radio on Sirius XM, and I was like, wait, I actually want to know why. When did they become a joke?
Right.
Because I love them. I don't care. I'll sing "This Is How You Remind Me" karaoke style any day.
That's probably my favorite song from them. I
Yeah.
mean, when you know every word from stuff like that, it's like I don't know. I still like them, but
hmm
yeah, I don't know. They did become a joke, and you didn't want to be the one in the room that was like, "But I still like them." You know?
Okay, Cleveland.
Yeah. Um, okay, now it's time for my favorite topic.
hmm
What was one of the most underrated groups or songs from your generation? And I'm going first. And my answer is and always has been Boingo.
Of course.
Because Oingo Boingo is amazing. I grew up on Oingo Boingo. I know every song. I have a Boingo tattoo. Bing! Oh, wait, hold on. What? What? See, right there.
hmm
Um, anyone I ever met who liked Boingo was a cool person. I never met anybody that was like, a dick. But the only thing that saddens me about Boingo is I never got to go to a Boingo concert in person. You know,
But we went to go see Dead Man's Party, and that'll be probably the closest thing.
well, that and that other one I went to,
Yeah.
the former members of Boingo, I
hmm
went to see them, and that was really good. Because there was about three guys there that were former members that still played, and it was interesting.
hmm
It's I don't know. Danny Elfman will never do it again, but and then there's the whole Danny Elfman thing. Obviously, I mean he's a genius, right?
Yes.
You can't talk about him enough. And then he did
And he
Coachella.
still performs now.
He did Coachella last year.
I know.
It was a, and it
Who
was
was it
just
for? ASAP Rocky? The
yeah,
drums?
something like that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
didn't he like produce his help produce one his last album?
Yeah, which I think is so cool.
I know it's such a weird, awesome combo right there.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, no matter what you say, I win this one. Who's yours?
Honestly, I don't think of anyone in particular that was underrated because I'll always just say NSYNC and then run away and say, no, you're wrong. Um, but they weren't necessarily an underrated band by any means.
Yeah, that's super not underrated.
Yeah, no. I
You would
think
have,
that was just the most influential band growing up.
no, well,
And
that wasn't the homework. The homework is underrated.
I know, but I can't really think of any because I was so in the throes of main pop culture.
But what you're telling me
Um,
is you didn't do your homework and do a deep dive on underrated bands because you have a computer and I'm pretty sure you have Google.
sure, sure.
Okay. All right, just say you didn't do your homework or the dog ate your
Okay,
homework.
yeah, dog ate my homework. My old elderly dog ate my homework.
Um, well, then we'll make this easy for you. Let's go to the next topic here. What, in your opinion and in your gen, and this might be hard, and I hope you did your homework, is your favorite movie snack that your gen came out with?
Ooh. Um, I want to say peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wrong. So peanut M&Ms
Damn.
are very old. Um,
Damn.
I
Okay,
respect.
okay. Can I have a second choice?
Yeah. Are you googling right now?
No, but maybe I should have looked up the years. Um, what about ices? To me, that's very 90s,
No,
and
it's
it's
very old. Ice is very old.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
damn.
So the right answer
Hmm.
is to have obviously some movie theater butter popcorn, which is all generations,
Well,
and
yeah.
and to add to that, my generation Reese's Pieces.
Oh, not a big fan of those.
Yeah, so that's the good combo at the movie theater. You got the popcorn, you got to have the Reese's Pieces. Now,
Oh
my
no.
favorite thing is Raisinets with movies, or
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like snow caps.
Snow Caps are really good too. But I think those aren't from my generation, so I couldn't really pick those. I had to pick
Okay.
I had to pick my favorite from my generation because I actually did my homework, unlike other people.
Well, I guess I viewed it differently because I was thinking about the snacks that I ate when I went to the movies
Yeah,
as a
that's fine.
child.
That's fine. And it
Um,
was mainly what?
yeah, and icy and peanut butter M&Ms. Yeah, peanut
Okay.
M&Ms.
Okay. That's kind of a weird combo. What flavor icy?
Oh, it has to be half blue, half red, baby.
Of course. Um, do you have a favorite like um pop like I don't know, a cult classic movie that you can remember from your childhood that like a lot of people haven't heard of?
I do, and it is a weird one. Um, it's definitely a hidden gem if you were a 90s baby like me, but it's also nightmare fuel if you rewatch it now. And so you might also have movies that are totally like, what, why the heck did I like this back in my day, kind of a thing.
Right.
Because, well, let me just say what it is first. It is a We Sing production of Big Rock Candy Mountain. And so what that is, it's kind of, I want to say it's like a Christian production of nursery rhymes.
I know what it is, yeah.
But me and my sister Haley, like, we loved these movies, but this one in particular. But I had just rewatched it with mom a couple weeks ago on YouTube, and it
It was
was
disturbing.
extremely in every way, the costuming to the paint jobs to what they were doing with little children and dancing on top of on top of table. It was crazy, and like but we ate it up. We just,
It's funny how you see differently when you're an adult, right?
yeah, I'm like, what the heck is going on? It
And
just, yeah.
not just as an adult, but as an adult with kids, as a
Oh,
parent,
of course.
you see
Watching
things
it through a
totally
parent
different.
lens is like,
Yeah.
I would not let my kids do that on film.
My
um,
favorite hidden gem, you're gonna have to go back and watch it.
okay.
It's from 1984, and I know that you love horror movies as much as me. And it's like a horror comedy, not like a silly comedy. Some parts
Oh,
maybe, but it's called Night of the Comet,
oh.
and it's got a 6.3 on IMDb, which is pretty good for a horror slash comedy from that era.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it became a cult classic. I watched it probably last year again. It's pretty unique for 1984. It's kind of like half zombie movie, half mall movie, half Valley Girl apocalypse. It's really
Whoa.
strange. It's very 80s, so it's super fun.
And I
And
love Valley Girl, so I would probably like it
yeah,
if it's of the time.
it's got quite a unique mix of things in it, and it's a
Hmm.
fun little story, kind of an adventure, but it's also got some silliness to it. The zombie makeup is probably not great or on point for nowadays, but it is what it is. You got to kind of like go with it and enjoy it and just kind of be like, "Yep, this is super 80s. Let's do this."
Hmm.
So yeah,
Wow,
that's
I've never heard of that. I thought you were gonna say, um, I remember you talking about a movie called, I think it was called Brood or something.
oh,
And
the Brood was from the 70s,
oh,
and
okay.
my parents took just me, and I was probably 5, at a drive-in to see a all like mega gory super horror movie, and it stuck with me ever since. And I've
That's
hung it
what I
over the
thought you were gonna totally say.
that movie is so. I mean, you haven't even tried to watch it yet, right?
No.
The Brood, Brood, and
Yes.
it's so hard to watch, and not in a way where it's gory or whatever.
Hmm.
It's just how like you try to watch a movie and it's just like I'm not interested in it, or it's slow, or it's whatever. I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on why it's hard to watch, and maybe it's just
Hmm.
me, but the
I mean,
story.
you were 5.
Yeah, I was whatever I was because I was born in 72 and see what year it came out. I don't know. We can do a follow up on it.
Hmm.
Maybe if it was like 77, yeah, I would have been, 4 to 5, depending on when it came out. But man, why did they take me to a movie like that?
Yeah.
You know, I
They're like,
mean,
oh, he'll forget.
maybe they thought they were taking me to some Disney movie and they pointed the car the wrong way at the drive-in. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's uh that's an interesting one to go out on. Anything else you
Mhm.
want to say before we wrap it up?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, then we will fade away to the outro.